Oh, here we go. I'll show you the standings after. But Most Wanted, unfortunately, I've already lost twice. And KANNA have lost twice and won once because Most Wanted had a bye game. Anyway, let's go into this. We have Saipan on both teams with double heroes each. Scharnhorst versus Nice now, interesting. And a Z23 versus an Akatsuki. So KANNA hasn't changed their lineup. And it's almost a mirror match other than the Destroyer, with a Nice now and its sister ship Scharnhorst once again going against each other, like we had in our first round. Round 4 is on Trident Domination, so let's see how teams play this one out, because we have this sort of central island between Alpha and Bravo. If you can get signed up here, maybe carriers here, some sort of overlapping AA, it can be quite powerful, but that's from the south side. Who sees if the north side can do it? Or maybe the north side wants to kind of filter over on the Charlie and then control the gap between Charlie and Bravo. Cool. That's Ram, and then we see the opening layout that Team Green, and it's our game, is going for. It's being Most is going for Charlie, it would appear. Sending the Destroyer over early and sending all the ships. So we'll just snap our camera on a carrier so we don't get any desyncing on the view. Boom, there we go. And oh, hello Evie. Have you come to say hello? And Doggo wants to watch the tournament as well. So, Evie, no. So we've got our fire line kind of looking up, and it's beginning to kind of pressure over Charlie. See the first dive bomber scout from I Hear You? That's to kind of see where you're going, because first information is important. And also, the way that the fire line distributes kind of gives away where the enemy's going. Now, the green team doesn't know where the red team is going. Like, they could also be going Bravo Charlie or going for Alpha, because we haven't seen. Okay, so they've seen the Scharnhorst. That basically tells the story. They're probably going Alpha. Long range shot on the Hear You. I tell you what, that's not an insignificant amount of damage. Taking 15k on a 20-kilometer shot because you're sailing broad. Oh, he takes some friendly fire. Oof, oof, oof. Ouch. Yeah, alright. So, I mean, already it's kind of working slightly in favor of Team Red. And that's, I know if that's aggressive positioning, like posturing by the Most team, but okay. So the Destroyer from the Team Red is actually in the capture point first at Alpha. And Charlie's now moved in, and we see there's a fighter duel going on. And there's a Hiryu fighter, and that's a Hiryu fighter Saipan torpedo bomber. He's not going to outrace the Saipan fighter plane unless he drops his payload and races away. Maybe he's trying to spot or something. And most of the bombers we can see is actually loitering back here. But 4 fighters were able to overwhelm the fighter that was on Charlie. And now the Destroyer that's on Charlie, he doesn't actually have any protection whatsoever. Now his AA might start to chip away planes slowly, but that's like slowly. And Fumel, Upa, and Izkatsuki, he's got double. There's no follow strafe. Both fighters are just waiting. There's an exit strafe for the Hiryu, and he gets away with it. Now they're following now, but it's too late. You'd run if you see an exit strafe, you strafe after the exit strafe instantly, and you get a free plane kills, and then you don't have to chase into the Scharnhorst. Now this is being baited. See how the fighters are coming round behind and preventing the escape. He needs to now back out and leave, and that means he's in the Scharn AA, he's in the Akutsuki's AA, he's already lost the plane 2 anti-air of the Scharnhorst, he's fighting in hostile AA. Now while this is all going on, there's also a heavy drop coming on the Z23, so the fighters are not necessarily where they need to be. 4 fighter planes, okay, so 1 torp, he stops in smoke, he smokes up. I know where you are, here comes the second Saipan. Oh, he can reverse, but he's gonna get maybe damage saturation in the center. Oh no, and there comes the double Hiryu drop. They know roughly where he is. Oh, he's flooding as well. The damage gone. Oh, this is just a wide drop pattern. The fighters are in the wrong place. Oh, and he floods out as well. Oh no, for the Z39. It just was not going well for them. Oh, dearie me. I mean, how should I put this? You're in a triple CV game as a destroyer. You either stay close to your battleship for the support of the AA, or you have to, like the carriers, like having a fighter duel over here over the battleship and the destroyer doesn't do anything unless you're actually attacking them and you're distracting. It doesn't do anything. And if you're fighting over here, the enemy team knows your fighters can't be over defending your own team. So you either defend your own team or you walk your bombers in and get a strike. But by just fighting for the sake of fighting, it opens up your teammates to being killed off. But this is like some really advanced stuff when it comes to, you know, working together as a team with carrier and otherwise. And it's difficult enough with one CV in a game such as King of the Sea, but when you start moving up to like 3 carriers and just 2 surface ships, and it's all about the kind of working together and teamwork and flexibility, it can be challenging. Now, like for example, this Hiryu fighter is by himself fighting the single enemy Hiryu, but now there's a Saipan fighter plane. There's also the AA from the Scharnhorst and the Katsuki. The Gneisenau's AA isn't really being effective at 7.2. He doesn't have his mid-range, but the mid-range is definitely fighting on this guy. It's like, okay, I see what you're doing, but was it worth it? Because now the Gneisenau, I think, is compelled to push up and to attack. There we go. And Katsuki Torps won't hit him. I don't know if he's beached and he can't actually go any further forward, but taking a little bit of broadside shots in from Scharnhorst. He's actually, the Gneisenau's relatively safe from being dropped as well. Now we got like there's a fighter duel and a fighter duel. Now that is alright. The green team will win here, but there's a little bit of splash AA. This one's going to be unknown. Probably could be even Stevens, but it's kind of RNG-ish. We got another fighter plane wave. What's he doing? He's not going for bombers, is he? Why is he not assisting the extra fighter planes? He wants to go for bombers, and I appreciate why, but you wanna, okay, maybe these guys are overwhelming. You've got extra fighters coming over here, but look, we've got this. This is a perfect drop. Gneisenau's AA is kind of beginning to eat in. Cavalry plane's coming chasing in. He's going forwards. Actually, if he goes forwards and he might dodge some of this. It's gonna maybe hit the rocks. Okay, so it doesn't drop because of the rock, and it's off to one side, so he evades it. But now, I don't think the Gneisenau can move over to Bravo and get into Bravo and grab the cap itself like that. More Servakatsuki Torps. Torpedo beats them, but it forces him into a positioning where he cannot go for Bravo. The Torps force him to turn. And, oh my goodness. Oh no, did you just see that? The Hiryu fighters strafe his own friendly fires. Oh, and he gets clipped by, I don't know, AA or something, and that's a Hiryu drop on the Gneisenau, and the Gneisenau dies. And KANNA's gonna win this. This is where it's so chaos, because if somebody's doing a fighter duel and the other guy then comes in and strafes him, you don't see what your teammates' strafes are, and friendly fire with planes is extremely dangerous. I mean, they're spotting, but this is why I make games 15 minutes, because the TVs could run away for the whole 20. But now we're out of surface ships, and I think it's kind of a formality here. I think the bombers can do something, but look, the Scharnhorst is untouched. He is until that point, he is untouched. I mean, you can maybe kill the destroyer, but how do you kill the battleship, right? And you've already used so many bombers up. Do you even have the fighter planes left over? I feel that the green team has been somewhat wasteful with the planes. I mean, at the moment, it's just the Saipan fighters that are around. So that's a Hiryu drop, but it's kind of an odd oblique angle from the nose, which allows the Scharnhorst to turn and dodge. See, you don't really want to come at a kind of a shallow angle from the nose. You gotta come at it from the side, or ideally not perfectly 90 degrees, but probably something around 70 degrees is really good drop. Because if you turn away, you can still go around, and if you turn back in, you can reposition and get a really good side slam. Anyway, Charlie Point's going to go through all capture points in the hands of KANNA, and it's really just a case of formality of picking off the enemy CVs that they can't do anything about it. So. And I didn't think Evie would be left with me today, which is making this interesting. Well, hello there, my little dear. We'll see how the Chrysanthemum, I'm trying to get information on the Chrysanthemum game. They started. Okay, so the Chrysanthemum game started. They got themselves a reserve player. Well, that's good. And... they're going to connect. They do. That's good dropping for KANNA. So we have our 5th round coming up, and we'll have a look at the standings once we get... Oh, that's another CV from the other side. That's brutal by the Saipan there. I think they're just waiting for this game to end, though. So I do want to thank most for taking part, though. Even if... I guess the important thing is... It's got to be fun for the players, right? You got to enjoy this while you're taking part. It's definitely something that's different and new. You don't get this gameplay anywhere else in Warships. So congratulations to KANNA. Commiserations to most. I think that kind of tells a lot of the story there with how the plane kills were working. Saipan did a good job, though, from most.